I cannot imagine the pain this young man is going through, but he's taking it stoically, and I do understand that it is almost impossible to believe that he has been shot in the face or in the head twice, but I just the empathy for this kid just goes out there. Hey guys, Seth Fuller, your favorite attorney here to talk about your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent and show you the perfect example of why you should always exercise it even when you are innocent. This is a bizarre case for sure, but it just highlights everything that's wrong with the justice system and everything that can go wrong with the defendant in the justice system, or an innocent person in the justice system, I should say, and does it perfectly. Now, this is a bizarre case. There is no doubt about that. And it's kind of a one-off case. I doubt we'll ever see something like this in our lifetime. But that being said, it highlights perfectly the problems that are going on with our justice system, including the problem of innocent people being caught up in the justice system. It happens far too often, and this case is just an example of it that is so extreme that it shocks the conscience. Now, this young man here putting on his own handcuffs in the interrogation room of a police department is Ryan Waller. Just 5 hours before this video that we're watching, Ryan Waller was found conscious in the same room with his dead girlfriend, Heather Kwan. He was arrested and put in, first he was arrested. Photographs was taken of his obvious injuries, as you can see from this video. And he was placed in the back of a police car for around 5 hours. He was then placed in this interrogation room where we see him today. Now again, there's already been tons of photos taken of Ryan. They noticed that he had what is later to be described as severe facial cranial injuries, and yet they decided that now was the time to pounce and question him. Now, what's wrong with that? Obviously, this guy is found conscious, can't explain anything about what went on or why his girlfriend is laying shot dead on the couch, is highly confused, acting erratic, and so we want to question him to make sure that he is not the person that killed his girlfriend. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but the problem comes from when we assume that he is the one who killed his girlfriend, which is obviously what happened here, as he was placed in the back of a police car for 5 hours and then taken in here to question. And I'm just going to go over some of the highlights of this interrogation with you so that we can see what issues come about and why this is troublesome and worrying for anybody out there that this could happen to. So I'm going to show you, again, Ryan has already handcuffed himself in the room for some unknown reason, and as this part coming up on the video will show, he's about to try to get up and walk out. Very confused, obviously tired, head down a lot. Again, with the lacerations and stuff, he probably has a bad headache, which is the first thing I'm going to cover as soon as Mr. Waller does stand up here. So the two things kind of notice when Mr. Waller stands up is A, he's very confused. He doesn't remember he has the handcuff that he put himself in, and he just seems lost. And number two is this injury right here to his face. Now, that's not his only injury. He also has an injury behind his ear. Now, again, I'm undoubtedly an expert in assault as a referee, a judge, and having personally witnessed hundreds and hundreds of mixed martial arts fights and boxing fights. I'm familiar with the damage that is done when two people assault each other. And I'll just tell you, this mark on his nose is different. And it's the first thing I noticed when I watched this video. When I first watched this video, I had no concept of what was going on. But you see that this black eye here, man, at best it's a giant punch in the face, and you're talking about probably cracked orbital. Just I know this just from not as someone who's an investigator of police. I could just see this and immediately see that he probably has something severely wrong with his face, and so I imagine he might have a concussion or such. And in fact, you'll hear the police officer mention that. So then the police officers come in and they ask to see his feet. That's what we're seeing here, is they're asking to take pictures of his bare feet, probably to get maybe bloody footprints or something like that. And again, you can see now his other eye is completely blackened. Something severe has happened here. And I assume they think it's some sort of a assault by his girlfriend or defense wound or something like that. But that is not the case. What has really happened to Ryan Waller is that when he and his girlfriend were hanging out innocently on some night, a young man and his father, the young man was mad at him, and his father came over, and when Ryan answered the door to their apartment, they shot him in the face, and then they shot him behind the head. Then they shot his girlfriend to death, and then they left him to die, stole some stuff, and left the house. Now, he at some point comes to and maybe calls the police, or maybe the police were already called. I don't have the details to that, but in any event, when the police show up, he is conscious. They do arrest him, and they question him, apparently not realizing that he has been shot in the face and behind the head, and has 2 bullets in his brain. So I just want you to keep that in mind as this guy asks these questions. Can you imagine how much it must hurt to cough with 2 bullets recently lodged in your brain? I cannot imagine the pain this young man is going through, but he's taking it stoically, and I do understand that it is almost impossible to believe that he has been shot in the face or in the head twice, but just the empathy for this kid just goes out there. Goes out to him. I can't believe what he went through here.
What's the highest grade you went through school?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know the highest grade you went through?
8?
8th grade? Did you graduate?
Yeah.
Do you have a GED?
I don't know.
You don't know what?
I don't know. I don't know. I just want to go home.
Well, you're not going to go home right now.
What grade did you finish? B? Oh, no, not that. No, dude. This guy is in a tremendous amount of trouble. Now, again, we'll talk about it later about why it's not okay for them to be questioning this dude. But just want to stop it here to say that this is what happens. They make an assumption. The police make an assumption. And it doesn't matter what reality is. They then work to fulfill their assumption. Everything is a nail, and all they have is a hammer. So everything has to become a nail. That's all they got. So this is a nail. This kid must have killed his girlfriend. Let's get an interrogation at him. Despite the fact that even if he did kill his girlfriend, he obviously has trauma from that. Head trauma that could affect what he says, but he continues.
What's the highest grade that you completed?
B?
No. Not grade as in letter grade. I'm asking, did you graduate high school?
No.
And the highest you went was 8th grade?
Yep.
Do you know how to read and write, Ryan?
Yeah.
Do you have a girlfriend? No? You know a girl named Heather?
Mm-hmm.
You know Heather's last name?
Mm-hmm.
What is Heather's last name?
The one that lives there right now?
I guess, I don't know. If her name's Heather, what's her last name?
I don't know which name she's trying to use as her last one. She's trying to have a real last as her nickname, so I don't know.
What nickname does she go by?
She probably wants the last name, Kyman.
Kyman? How would you spell that? With a K or a C?
K?
Keep going.
I don't know.
Now, again, Heather is his girlfriend, and he knows her last name and all that, but he has bullets in the head. But the detective, again, doesn't get the clue. He doesn't get the hint, so he's just going to continue questioning. And I'll shorten this up to just for about, let's see, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, he can't get any good answers. I don't know. And then at some point, Ryan is able to remember and says this.
Heather. You're saying that's Eric's girlfriend? Or your girlfriend?
Heather?
Yeah.
Mine.
Heather's your girlfriend. All right. Was Heather over last night? All right. And Heather did this to you?
What?
Your eye. Okay, who did that to you?
Now, previously he had said Heather must have slapped him. He couldn't figure out what had happened. He doesn't know. He doesn't realize that's what happens sometimes when you get shot point blank in the head. You don't quite remember it sometimes. And so he had already told the investigator several times that he'd had different stories. People must have slapped him. Someone must have hit him. But it was always, it must have been an accident until this question.
There's a dead girl in your living room.
She's dead?
Yes.
Heather?
I don't know. I want to know what happened in your house last night.
The girl on the couch is dead?
I don't know. If she's on the couch, she's dead.
Well, these people came over, Richie and his dad, with shoot and arrow, bow and darts. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They hit me and her with those. That's it. And Heather wasn't there. And Eric wasn't there. It was just me and Heather.
Isn't that interesting? He remembers it, this traumatic incident. He's got 2 bullets in his brain. And how he remembers it is they were shooting darts at him. Human brain is an amazing thing. But this is important because it's the first time that Ryan is able, after experiencing that, after 5 hours in the back of a police car, not being able to get treatment for his horrific wounds, he's finally able to tell the police what happened. And the only reason he hasn't before is because the police assumed he did it. So they asked him all sorts of ridiculous questions. What's his name? What's his last? If they would have thought he was a victim instead of a perpetrator, I promise you, the first thing would ask him is, who did this to you?
What was that?
You and Heather were there. And then what happened?
And that's it. Richie and his dad tried to break in the back.
Richie and Dad? His dad? Who's Richie?
I don't know.
Well, you obviously know him. You know his name by Richie.
He used to live there.
Is he a roommate of yours?
He used to be.
And they hit you and they hit you?
Yeah.
Now it's Richie that hit you, not Heather?
No, Richie and his dad.
Richie and his dad. They hit you.
Yes.
Why?
Because they're trying to get their stuff. I don't know why.
And they had some kind of bow and arrows?
They each had 2 revolvers and they didn't let off any shells.
Okay, you just said they had bow and arrows. Now they have revolvers?
That's what I meant. They have revolvers.
They have revolvers.
Yes.
Isn't that interesting? They didn't laugh when they shot us. Man, what's going through his brain at this point?
And then what happened?
And then they shot us with those.
And there it is. He tells what happened.
They shot both of you?
Yeah.
Where'd they shoot you at?
I got shot in the eye.
You got shot in the eye
I think so.
with a revolver.
I think. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fuck.
Finally, he's able to say, "I got shot in the eye with the revolver," and the police doesn't seem it doesn't measure. Again, this is what an innocent man, a victim, is going through because of assumptions by the police. This is why you remain silent. This is why you ask for an attorney, because you don't sit there for 5 hours when you do it. You can get to an attorney, and the attorney can figure out maybe that you've been shot in the face. Or maybe after you ask for an attorney, they just take you to the hospital because they don't think that they're going to get a confession out of you, which is the most important thing to any police officer.
Then what happened?
I don't know.
You don't know a lot, Ryan.
I don't, man. I really don't.
Now again, this kid is shot in the face. He tells the man that's questioning him, "I've been shot in the face. They shot me in the eye," and he has an injury there. And the response from the detective is, "I don't know, man."
Did you shoot Heather?
Mm-mm.
I heard you have a lot of guns in your house.
Mm-mm.
No?
Mm-mm.
You know we're gonna look.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, why don't you tell me what really happened there? Because I don't believe...
I really don't know, man. I really don't. I don't know. I can tell you anything, I swear.
I want you to tell me the truth. That's all I want from
Richie
you.
and his dad came there. And I don't know why. I don't know why, but they put me in sleeping hold. And, like, they put me in sleeping hold with the arrows and shit. Like, I lived through that crap.
Okay, they put you in a sleeping hold?
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know, man.
You're telling me they put you in a sleeping hold. What is a sleeping hold?
I don't know.
Okay. They shot you with a revolver in your eye.
Yes. And that's
Is it a BB gun?
No, it was a real gun, man. It was just a
If
revolver.
they shot you in the eye with a revolver, you wouldn't
Yes.
be talking to me right now.
Yes, he would. He is.
It's most likely you'd be dead.
That's what I thought too, man. I really don't know.
Okay?
I really don't know, and I just want to go back to sleep and try to go back to bed.
You're not going back to bed. Okay? That's not going to happen.
Alright, but what happened, man? What am I gonna do? Just tell me what I gotta do.
Get your feet off my chair is number one. Number two,
That. Get your feet off my chair. Number one. Can you imagine being in that position? We now know, and I understand that this investigator didn't know, but I think he should have known. And I think compassion was what was missing that would have let him know, is just basic compassion, even to people you suspect might have done something bad.
And they started shooting up the house.
with a gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then what happened?
That's it.
What happened to Heather?
Heather got shot
Where did she get shot?
inside the face once.
She got shot inside of the face?
Mm-hmm.
How close were you to her when she got shot in the face?
It was after I got shot, so I didn't even hear anything.
So you got shot first,
Uh-huh.
and what happened? Did you fall to the ground?
Yeah, I was trying to get up and shit, and I couldn't. I don't
Okay.
know.
That is at least 3 times that he has told the police he was shot in the face as he sits in front of him with a bullet hole going through his eye and one in the back of his head.
You're saying right now you've been shot
Yes.
in the eye
Yes.
with a revolver.
Yes.
All right. You saw Richie and his dad shoot her.
I missed that.
You missed. They shot you first. Okay. She's under a blanket.
Heather is?
I'm asking you. Is she under a blanket?
I don't know.
You're saying she's in the living room.
She was.
Okay. Do you remember what time did Richie and his dad come in?
Like 2 in the morning.
No, you were here at 2 in the morning.
I don't know exactly, man. I really don't know.
You know Ashley. She's your roommate, right? She stays in the next room next to you.
No.
No?
Never
What's she
did.
then?
His daughter.
Whose daughter?
Richie's dad's daughter.
Is Ashley?
Mm-hmm.
Richie's dad's daughter. Richie's dad's daughter is Ashley.
Mm-hmm. Man, I swear, I don't know. I just want to go home and go to sleep, man. I don't know.
Okay. She came home at 9:30 and you answered the door. And you were look like that at 9:30 on Christmas Day.
For Ashley?
Ashley came home.
Okay.
You let her in.
Alright. I don't remember. I don't know.
Get your feet off my seat.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man.
Ryan, you need to start telling me the truth. Your story doesn't make sense.
I'm trying, man. I don't know. Just ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me.
Well, I'm trying to, and you're not even coming close to the truth.
Go ahead, ask me.
Again, an innocent person just being interrogated after hours of sitting around waiting, then up to now 43 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe less, 30 minutes, hours of waiting around, and then 40 minutes of interrogation so far as an innocent person. Now just think of that way. Your girlfriend has been killed, and you have to wait around for 5 hours to then be questioned for 40 minutes. Now insert, you are a victim and have been shot in the head. Again, this is crazy, but this is standard operating procedure. The only thing that makes this crazy is this kid is shot in the head. That's the only thing that makes this crazy. The rest of this is standard stuff that you see every day done by police officers, that I see every day as a criminal defense attorney. These are the types of things, and we wonder how people get false confessions. False confessions are the one thing that nobody understands. This is how it happens. You don't understand the lengths police will go to be lazy, not investigate things fully, like a bullet wound to the face, and just get a confession. That's all they want. That's what police want from you anytime they're questioning you. It'd be nothing better, whether you're guilty or not, for them to get a confession from you. It's the best thing that could ever happen. They're done. They close the case, got a confession, done. And that's how we get wrongful convictions, false confession. I mean, just police just want the easiest way. They just want to wrap this case up in a bow. And I see it time and time again, and my clients are the victims, and you easily could be a victim. Just think about if this could happen to you.
And you've been shot in the eye.
Yes. That's it.
Get your feet off the table, please.
My feet hurt, man. I don't know why. I don't know. Just ask me anything and I'll tell you the truth. Just ask me.
Well, I'm trying to, and you're not even coming close. And shot her.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad. She's and his dad shoot
Sure.
Richie.
Yes.
Richie shot his own sister.
Yes, I swear. That's it.
Sit down.
Not me.
And you've been shot in the eye.
Yes. That's it.
5th time. Is that 5?
Put your feet off the table, please.
And again, this guy's a session with feet. I've skipped a couple of get your feet off my chair.
Get off my table. Let me see your legs. Put your legs.
Here it finally goes.
Put your legs down.
We are 35, 40 minutes into a questioning.
Oh, my head hurts.
Be right back.
That's the moment this investigator realized that Ryan Waller was likely telling the truth. only because Ryan wasn't giving him more. I promise you, if Ryan had kept giving him stuff, you would have kept questioning. Because it's just the way these police officers work. So now, what are we doing? Well, we're going to go get some help, right? Immediately take him to the hospital? Nope. We need to do a little more investigation. Make sure, because if he's shot in the head, it's not an emergency or anything. He's talking. Well, no big deal. Anyways, here we go. Finally, the investigator comes back. Again, I don't know. If we go consult somebody, like, hey man, I got a guy. Yeah, it turns out he was shot in the face. What do you think I should do? Should I just take him to the street corner and let him out? I don't want to get in trouble or anything. I don't know what happened. What could have possibly taken him 5 or 6 minutes to consult with somebody on this here? But finally, here he comes.
I got the fire department coming up to take a look at it. They're going to probably take you to the hospital.
Taking me to the hospital?
Yeah, we're going to take you to the hospital.
Why?
Well, if you've seen your face and the way you're doing things, it just doesn't make sense right now, okay? We're just going to make sure you're okay.
I can't go back to bed, man.
Well, that's the problem. If you have some kind of head injury, you shouldn't be sleeping.
So let me ask you something. You tell me. Leave it in the comments below. What do you think? Why do you think he changed his mind? Why do you think he's all compassionate? Do you think it's because he now feels sympathy that, oh my God, maybe I let this kid sit this long with a bullet in his brain? Or do you think he now realizes that he might be in big, big trouble? I don't know. I don't know the man, so I can't answer that question. What I do know is I'm glad of the change of heart, and I'm glad he finally sought the fire department. I will tell you that the fire department finally arrives 10 minutes later. They're asking him questions, and at this point, the police officer says this. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, he stopped caring about the feet on the table.
The other night,
I don't know.
you don't know what happened. Were there guns around?
Kid Eric did it. I don't know how he did it exactly. I might have been shot. I don't know. I really don't know.
Why are you waiting on
I don't know.
It looks like it went right through, huh?
Yeah, it might have. I don't know.
It looks like it went right through. Turns out there was 2 of them, by the way. But this is bananas. Can you imagine? These people are standing around looking at a guy that they now know has taken a bullet to the face they think has gone all the way through his skull. Turns out there was 2 of them.
Let's just do blood pressure on it. What we can do.
Can't believe it either.
You're right. I've already heard the story. I can't believe it. This is just my observations that this might be an entrance, this might be an exit, this might be into his eye. And he's acting like he has a serious head injury, which would make sense. So,
Did you hear that? He's acting like he had a serious head injury. It doesn't make sense. That's... Congratulations, Inspector Holmes. Elementary, my dear Watson. All it took was 40 minutes of you questioning the man to figure out that something is not right.
What's your
You guys
name?
confirm.
Ryan.
So, turns out that Richie and his dad did show up. They did shoot him in the head twice. They also shot Heather to death. And they were both eventually, there's a lot of things in between, but they're eventually both sentenced to jail for life for that murder and attempted murder. But I'm glad they got justice. Unfortunately, Ryan Waller succumbed to his injuries, severe seizures he had. I mean, he was never the same. The inflammation was pushing the bullets deeper into his brain. He eventually had severe problems, severe seizures, and he succumbed to those injuries a couple of years later. But the other 2 are in jail. 2 people responsible, are in jail. So there is a happy ending to this. But you can't forget the lesson in this, which is you can't trust that just because you're innocent, even if you're obviously a victim, that the police will recognize that. And if they don't recognize that, things you say that that don't quite match up, that are said in the heat, or that you misremember, will be used against you. This is what happens all the time, and it's how we get innocent people in jail. And it's my responsibility as a defense attorney to try and prevent that from happening. And step one is educating my potential clients and saying, if the police are questioning you, do not allow it without a lawyer. Your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, exercise it. And your right to have an attorney present, exercise it and ask for it over and over and over again. I want an attorney. I want an attorney. I want an attorney. I hope that helps you. Hope you're not too disturbed by this video. I hope it was educational. And if so, please consider subscribing and clicking that like if you liked it. All right, guys. So thanks for listening. Again, STFU. Shut the front up. Anytime that the police are asking you a question. You have a right to remain silent. You should exercise it. Have a good one.